Hi, I'm Chris Trott with Team TaylorMade here at the Kingdom, Carlsbad, California. I have two putters with me, the Spider GTX and the Spider GT Max lineup from TaylorMade, both in the Spider family. The GTX has that familiar look. It has 154 gram stainless steel back here, all about stability. Both putters, when you put them down and you look at the footprint, they have the true path on there that's going to help you line up the ball, especially as your eye gets tired in a round. A contrasting stripe is going to help you line up that ball to where you want to hit it. Now, alignment and face rotation at impact, it's up to 90% critical when it comes to striking that ball and getting it in the hole. Depends on the face alignment to the target. So having stability in your putter is key, because that's going to help you get that face to where you need it in order to make the putt. But where do these two putters differ? How do you choose it? Well, first off, the GTX comes in a variety of colors. They both have Pure Roll 2, which is that insert that's going to have bars set there at a 45-degree angle to get your ball into forward motion. It's key, especially as you get into pace control putting. I've talked about stability. Footprint is a little smaller on the GTX, but look at this now. The GT Max and what I have here. Right now I have it set up for its highest MOI putter. This putter's great because it brings in so many of the Spider journey heads to this point. Going back to the start when the heads were bigger and there was a really high MOI, reduction to twisted impact. That's how you get into this if you flip it up and you see this with the 40 gram weights in the sole in the one position. We're going to get into that. We're bringing adjustability forward into a putter. So if you're someone who like that high stability putter with a deep CG, deep center of gravity, you like the weight back. You've heard this story from TaylorMade before when it comes to performance and moving weights, then you would go for this back number 3 position. What sort of golfer needs that? Who's the type of player that needs that? If you're someone who tends to miss left, well, now we can adjust the putter for you. You simply get the wrench that comes with it and have the 40 gram weights in the number 1 position. Say you're a Rory McIlroy type golfer and you've been enjoying the Spider X line, you simply, as I'm doing here, roll as always, wait for the click. Now you're changing the MOI, but you're also changing MOI, reduction to twist. You're also changing that face angle when it comes to putting and how it's going to release. So when we're talking about release, I'm talking about how quickly the toe passes the heel in our putting stroke. So if you're someone who's more of a straight back, straight through, or you tend to miss left, having the weights deeper, CG, center of gravity, deeper, those 240 gram weights near the back, you're in. Someone who uses a Spider X, you want the feel of that Spider X. Now you put the weights in the number 2 position, you hit your putt, and you've got the release that you might want. But I know there's players out there who want to get into a mallet putter. They want the stability benefits of that, but they love using a blade. They love using a forward CG. Well, as easy as that, I've moved weights into the number 3 position. I might be someone who misses with the push. You tend to push the putts quite a bit. Again, another great place to use Tour Response Stripe here if you can, because it's going to show you how purely you roll that. If you're someone who tends to push putts, now all of a sudden you go forward into that position. Notice how the putter is changing for my tendencies as a player. That's why I like this when it comes to fitting or testing out this club. Now I've moved the weights forward. Again, think about rotation, think about release. I'm someone who misses to the right. Now I want to release the putter. Look at that, end over end, absolute money on that one. And you can see it from the feedback straight away from the golf ball. And I've got all those options. I've not even got into maneuvering into different positions and really trying out with this. I've just got into my first few putts with it. I can tell there's a difference in feel from moving those weights. I can tell there's a difference in sound. And obviously I've got CG forward, CG back, different face rotation options. But I get it. Footprint-wise, it's bigger. As you put down the GTX, and you'll see here now what shines out for me. The black and white on this one, huge contrast. Multiple colors, all to give you contrasting look. They're not just there to look pretty. The eye then focuses immediately on the true path. The true path on this putter, that white stripe that you have, stands out. It's a great size. The wings at the back, also if you're someone whose eye lingers and goes towards looking at the back of the footprint, they frame the golf ball perfectly into setup. but the ease at which you can line it up, again, I'd press you to practice with a striped golf ball, that tour response stripe when it comes to getting the roll. You can see here on this one, red, white, and black. It's so good for the eye, it's so good for focusing. And then another thing that both the putters have, they have this sole now, almost a tri-sole. If the ball is below your feet on one of those left to right putts, then that lie angle is going to sit nicely for you. And again, vice versa, if it's a swinging right to lefter, it's going to sit flush to the turf. Hit putts when it comes to testing out all these putters, especially this GTX, just to get in there and really see what I'm talking about with the alignment features. I mean, that genuinely frames the golf ball beautifully, and you can just work on getting a roll that's as pure as that. Pure roll 2 as well, the insert, as you get into 14 feet or longer, which we use here, it's what we test with the best players in the world. That's when you'll really see this insert give you forward motion. There's so much tech combined into both of these clubs, all in a footprint that's very palatable as the golfer to give you that high MOI. Remember, reduction to twist, that impact on off-center strikes. Best players in the world don't always hit the middle. That's why you need that tech when it comes to the family of putters and why we like to get players in there to do that. It's important you get fit. There's many, many options here. Take your time on this one. Yeah, I'm putting to a hole. I like it if you go to the fringe, if you work on pace. I really like I've shown you here, using this, especially when it comes to testing putters and seeing it go end over end. You're going to get all the tech from the strike, all the MOI tech, all the feedback is going to be instant to you. Take your time with this process and of course enjoy it. It's a key one. Fitting, it's all on there, TaylorMadeGolf.com. You can learn as much as you want to know about these putters before you make the choice to change your game.